Hello, everyone. Today's episode is not only a very interesting and terribly tragic case, but it's a little more interesting because I am narrating today's episode. What? Courtney? Not Kelly? Yes, I narrated it because my mom was trying to die of acid reflux the whole episode. So that's interesting. But back to the case. We have the Tiede family who was just trying to have a beautiful Christmas in their cabin in the remote area of Utah and came home to intruders in the home. How did they get there? What did they want? What was their goal? Hey. What's up, gang? Welcome here to our channel, Two Peas in a Crime Pod.
This is my lovely daughter, Courtney.
And this is my beautiful and wonderful mother, Kelly. And we are the two peas in the crime pod.
And this is the crime case place.
Yes. If you're new here. If you're returning, what's up? Hey guys, we love you.
Yes, we do.
And I found out that we have some more. We were talking about Shelly.
Yes.
So we have her husband, my stepdad, my brother, both my brothers are in local bands that play around, and most communities are probably like this, but especially here in Canton, you get a following and you get a band family. I end up knowing I'm a musician, but I don't play out. I'm not really a musician. I'm a fake musician. I know how to play stuff.
You're a physician.
Physician. I know how to play stuff, but not well enough.
Not a physician.
Not well enough to be in a band. But I end up knowing every fucking musician in Northeast Ohio.
It's a
through
small
my
world in
stepdad.
Canton if you're a musician.
Yeah. So we it's our band family. When I go out to see them, I know I'm going to see people in the crowd that are always at their shows, and it's so nice. We're like a family now. So we were talking about Shelly and her husband Brian on the past episodes, and I found out that Sherry, who is an absolute sweetheart, and Sue, who's also in the band family, watched the podcast, and I was like, oh my god, our band family is now our crime pod family. I love it so much. The family grows.
It does.
The family interests grow, I guess. The family's the same, but we're branching out of just music, and we're listening to murder now too.
So we have a few people that we know watching. We have a few people that we don't know watching. We hit 35,000.
Ooh, we getting there.
I know. I'm so excited. I told one of my writers, he was a really nice guy, talky guy, and he was asking me about...
Mom loves a talky rider because she's a talky driver.
I'm an Uber driver.
Well, she is if they want to be. She's a smart driver. If they don't want to be talky, she shuts up.
Right.
Which is why she has a good rating.
I have a earpiece in my ear and I listen to movies while I'm driving at night. But this rider was so sweet and cute and talking about his jobs and asked me how I like Ubering. And I told him, I also do a podcast. And I was like, I'm really actually pretty busy. And, I Uber at night and I work on my podcast every day and I have to build scripts. And he was like, what's your podcast? And I told him, and he was like, oh my gosh. And he was like, you have to watch the Y-Files. And I was like, I never heard of that. And he was like, it's like a conspiracy theory type. Ooh. JFK,
Twin Towers was an inside job, that kind of vibe.
Yes. Yeah. So he said it has millions of subscribers and I need to check it out. So, but I told him about the podcast and I was like, yeah, we have 35,000 subscribers. And he was like, that's pretty good. And I was like, well, yeah, we've only been doing it since November. And he was like, that's really good.
Yeah.
So, but we appreciate everybody that subscribes. We got a few new comments. Some people that just discovered the show and are...
Some people that didn't like me, which is fine.
Did you see that one?
Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, Mom would probably delete this to try to spare my feelings if she saw it before I did.
I did see it.
I saw it. And they were like, the mother's really wonderful, but the daughter is just all over the place, which is honestly so valid and fair. I was just like, that's true. But I mean, fuck you, but it's true. I can't really say, what are you talking about, sir? That's absurd.
I couldn't even respond. I couldn't even respond thank you because it insulted my daughter at the same
You should
time
have.
that it
You should have been
complimented me.
like, thank you. I am wonderful. And my daughter is a flighty ass bitch. How do you catch a cloud and pin it down, sir? I don't know.
She was nice, though, she was like, not to be mean, but...
I thought it was a guy.
Oh, I thought it was a girl.
I don't know.
I don't know now. I forget. No,
I just kept scrolling. I was like, okay, fuck you. And I just kept scrolling.
Well,
I like everybody's comment, but I didn't like that one.
We appreciate all comments. It shows that you're watching and you take the time to comment.
Yeah. We got another one that said unlistenable.
You flighty bitch.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. Tell that to the 35,000 people subscribed and listening. Okay.
Right.
Hey, different strokes for different folks. Taylor Swift's got more money than fucking God. When she tours, she has to play 2 nights a row in the same city to put on, or 3 nights a row in the same city to put on 3 shows to fill up the arena thrice. And there are still people that'll be like, that bitch can't sing and that bitch is talentless. And why do people... Okay, well, she's just laughing all the way to the bank in her private jet. So, okay, that's my thought on things. Is like...
And someday we'll laugh all the way to the bank.
That's the goal.
Right now we're laughing all the way to the poorhouse.
Yeah, right now I'm like, yeah, it tracks because I'm still fucking broke. So maybe I need to buckle down a little.
Oh, good Lord. So, we got a guarantee from Kim that there definitely will be
glitter dicks being sent.
Being sent, a bomb.
Because I keep bringing it up. She's like, now I'm definitely doing it.
So, Kim, I'm counting on you.
I'm not opening any mail. I was already bad about opening my mail, and now.
Oh, that's hilarious. Just open it outside.
Absolutely.
Courtney can't deal with glitter dick bombs.
My stepmom's brother always thinks it's funny to put a bunch of glitter in like his Christmas cards and stuff that he sends. So but there's also like a picture of his daughter, and I always save those. So I have to open those over a trash can every year. And yeah, it's going to be me opening anything I get from Kim just over a fucking trash can.
I am, speaking of making messes, it's a total change of the subject. I'm just doing a
No. You're the wonderful one. I'm the one that's all over the place.
Oh,
what the
that's
hell?
right.
We've switched roles. Yeah, that guy listened to like an early episode. I was like, really? I'm all over the place? This bitch doesn't even know words. The fuck are you talking about? You should hear her. She got a stroke every episode and the hiccups. At least I'm talking about dumb shit, but I'm saying the right words about it. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, you are not wrong.
The mom's wonderful. She's a little slow, but she's a sweetie.
Short glass.
We're going to hell. Oh, whatever.
No,
Okay.
my face hurts.
What are you switching subjects to?
Speaking of making messes, so you were talking about you finished so we're also doing refinishing of furniture.
Yes.
She is working on
My
a
end
nice
tables.
end table that she got. You put
I sanded them down. I'm fixing the one leg because there's a huge fucking crack in it, which I didn't see when I was like, these are perfect. But I'm fixing that, but I put the first coat of stain on. So my goal is to do a dark gray stain first to bring out the dark parts of the wood grain. And then I'm going to do a whitewash over it for a second to cool down the orange tones in the wood and give it like a nice like white gray look to it, like modernize it. But then as I was sanding it, the middle is like this beautiful wood grain design, but the outside edge apparently is plywood. And as I was sanding it, that became apparent immediately. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to stain that. So I'm going to paint it like a satin black trim around the edge and then leave everything else the gray and white stained wood. So
okay.
I've had to revamp my idea like 3 times now because
that's a little frustrating.
we learn as we go.
We learn as we go. I'm the more she talks, the more trepidatious I feel.
Mom went out. She was like, I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to stain furniture with you. And I was like, okay, that'll be great. That's like, it seems like my thing. I don't see that being your thing, but okay. Like anything can be your thing. Like, let's do it together. Sure. And she's like, okay. And then she was like, I bought a dresser. And I was like, a dresser is a big undertaking, but okay. It's a lot of flat surfaces though. So it's okay. And then she was like, I bought another. My garage has 5 fucking dressers in it now. I just cleaned the garage out. I can't go back in my garage again now. Like every day, Lindsay was like, Grandpa Chris is here unloading something again. And I was like, motherfuck. Mom, you can only do one at a time.
They were such good deals.
They weren't.
Beautiful dressers.
They weren't good deals. She was like, yeah, I bought this dresser in Cleveland. It was an hour away. I had to go pick it up and it was $70. And I'm like, what are you doing? There's shit at the Goodwill.
$1,500 dresser.
There's shit at the Goodwill for $5. That's a good deal. Right down the road. I could walk there, except for then how would I get the dresser home? But close. And gas is $4 a gallon. It wasn't they weren't good deals.
Well,
she dove in. She was like, I'm doing this. And she just head first.
I did. I went to Menards and bought a bunch of supplies. I bought, a paint sprayer. I've never used one in my life. Anyways, I've been really excited about it. Just haven't been able to do it because my stuff's been in my living room.
Yeah, that's for like a month. There was 5 dressers in her living room. They couldn't sit on the couch or the chair or watch the TV. The living room was dresser hell.
So,
a dresser graveyard.
I don't have a garage. I live in an apartment. So I am reliant upon my daughter for me to be able to do this and her generosity of letting me use her garage. And I did fill her garage with a shit ton of dressers, but I'm not buying anymore. They were really good deals. I couldn't pass them up. I feel that $75 on a $1,500 dresser that's once it's refurbished and beautiful.
Okay, but just remember our market is we live in like poor people Canton.
I'm going to ship.
Okay.
I've got big plans.
All right.
I'm thinking big.
All right. Okay. All right.
I'm not doing the little booby
When
dolls.
I said I'm going to start this, I'm going to try this. I was like, let's see how I like it when it's actually like a job and like I actually am going to do this and I need to flip them and it's time. Like, and I went and I bought 1 table and 2 matching end tables for, I think the total was $18. My end tables were like $8. And then the other thing was like 10, I think. And I was like, all right, I'm going to start there. I'm going to see how this goes. I'm going to see what it does. And I just bought, stain and a mask. Like I was like, I'm just going to get the bare minimum of what I need, see how it goes. And then if I sell this and I recoup some money, I'll use the money to buy the orbital sander that I want. And then I'll use that and that'll, expedite. And if it's going well, then I can use what I make to get the paint sprayer. And Mom was like, oh, I'm going to buy a paint sprayer. I already got it. And then I like sanded down my first and like the 2 end tables. And I was like, hey, Kelly, make me a deal. You won't open that paint sprayer until you sand down your first piece of furniture. And you tell me if you think you got the ass to hold a fucking orbital sander and use it controlled and use all your muscles to control it and smooth and even pressure and even strokes so that you don't like gouge into it or make it like a in it. And she was like, you're kind of scaring me. And I was like,
I have 0 strength in my arms or hands. I can't even open a jar of salsa. I mean,
and I have a disease that's attacking my muscles. So I have tons of strength, but for whatever reason lately, it only lasts for about 15 seconds before my muscles are like, I'm spent, which is really annoying for me. So yeah, like sanding down those 2 end tables kicked my ass. And I was like, we might have to it might not be like I do my projects and you do yours. I might have to sand your shit and you might have to paint the shit or something. We might have to fucking trade off because I do not see Kelly being able to hold an orbital sander. I'm going to record it for y'all because it's going to be funny.
Well, that's what I was going to say is if we have time, I might come over and sand tonight, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
And do you have time to record it?
Yeah, I have to use your phone because my phone is critically low on storage again. Like, sorry, I love my kids and I take a lot of videos. Like, get over it. There's infinite space in the universe.
Your phone has too many. I mean, you need like a terabyte.
This happens like once a fucking week.
I know.
And my phone's like, I'm critically low. And then like the camera won't open and the systems are like skipping like this because there's no room in my phone. And I just keep buying up more cloud store. Like, I have a problem. I hoard videos and pictures.
I'm going to give you my terabyte that I bought.
I don't have a card. There's nowhere to put a card in this.
No. It's just a plug. It plugs into your.
Oh, so I can like take. Oh, like a hard, like a.
It's a hard drive. Like it's a terabyte. It's actually 2 terabytes. I don't use it. I bought it to put our episodes on, and
I just have to move shit. I have cloud storage. I just have to move it to the cloud,
yeah,
which is something I don't do.
Miss saves money at Goodwill.
That was fair.
The look on your face was priceless.
Well, it's about priorities, Mom. And my kids are my priority, so.
Okay, that's fair. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can come over tonight. I'd love to record you. I think as soon as you palm it and you turn it on, you're going to drop it.
Okay.
It immediately has a bone-shaking vibration to it.
Okay. Oh, boy.
It's going to be fun.
I'm scared now. Like, I was all gung-ho for this. I got the dressers over to her garage. Well, I didn't. My husband and my son did.
Yeah, she's going to do this project, and it became Chris and Christopher, like, huffing fucking dressers across Northeast Ohio. Just gave them, like, busy work. That's all.
So, we'll see. We'll put it on for everybody to enjoy.
It's going to be funny. I can already see it now. Yeah, I can see, because I used the medium grain at one point to get like the little bit of old stain that I took off was still on. Oh. And I can see like little spiral gouge marks in my table. And I was like, But that's why I bought cheap tables to start, to learn the ropes. And it's been a minute since I had to sand anything. And I had a belt sander and I was using that before. And the orbital sander is just a little different. And you just have to get a feel for it. So, you know, I might not make the biggest profit on these, but I'm okay. As long as I can sell them for more than $8, I've done okay. So.
Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Is the sander hooked up to something to collect the dust?
No.
So we need to invest in that.
It has a little tiny.
Because there's going to be a crap ton of dust.
Yeah. Oh, well, yes, but I was in my basement. So, and I had a fan on because of the acetone smell. So like all the dust like blew down and like landed on my radio. And so I just went over and like knocked it all off. But we'll be out in the garage, so it won't be as bad. But I was looking for my shop vac all over the goddamn house.
I'm going to bring mine over.
And I was like, hey, Marissa, is my shop vac still at the law office? Because when I worked for the law firm, we rented out the south side of the office buildings because we had been in the north side. So we rented the whole second floor and we had to renovate the south side. And I was like, the guys who did the walls and like tried to patch it, there was like dust and shit everywhere and it just needed cleaned. And I was like, I have a shop vac, I can bring it in. And they were like, okay. So at one point I had my shop vac, my drill, all my tools. I think one of the guys, I'm not going to say they stole it. Maybe they just thought that it was genuinely theirs. But the guys that were doing repairs took one of my fucking drill bit kits. And I had to go buy another one. Because like I said, I don't think they stole it. They probably thought like as they were cleaning shit, they just grabbed it. Because why would a bunch of ladies have a drill bit kit at a law office? I was like, Marissa, is my shop vac at the law office still? She was like, give me a second. And then she went in and sent me a picture of it. So we have like a room that we use as like storage. And she was like, yep. And I was like, okay, I'm going to need that. So got to get that back. But it's not as bad as you think. I guess it just depends on how you get the finish off. Like I used acetone to get most of the finish off. And so there wasn't really much sanding to do.
I am painting.
I know. So you're just scuffing the surface to...
Yeah, I don't
So you're not going to have much sanding either. What do you think scuffing is? You're not...
That's what I'm saying. I might, there's a couple of dressers that have nice wood tops that I'm going to do
Like a wood top,
wood
and
top,
then
but then
the
paint
rest.
the sides and the front. So it's not a lot.
I don't think it'll be a lot. This is me having to try to talk her out of like running out and buying a dust vacuum system. Like she did the paint sprayer. Just chill. Let's just see how it goes. If we really love this and it's doing well, then we can invest in it. Like, let's not invest until we know that, like, yeah, this is going to be doable. How do you eat
wise.
how do you eat the elephant? One bite at a time.
Okay.
So yeah. So this is our side hustle, is the dressers, and I am excited. I just was pissed when I did that first coat of gray and there was still like such a strong orange undertone, and I was like, so I'm going to do a green wash over it to neutralize well, it won't be green because orange is blue. Like I said, I think I'm going to do teal because it's kind of like a reddy orange.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to do a green blue.
Yeah.
And that should neutralize it and make it look just brown, and then it'll be cool. And yeah, I don't want the warm tones. I'm not a fucking orangey pine gal. Ugh. So I like a nice walnut. So yeah. So that's for later. I am excited. I was like jazzed. I went last night at 8 to buy the paint with the kids on the way home from grandma's, and then I got home and I was like, I could start. I was like, Courtney, your back is already like on fire. Like, just go lay down and don't do any more tonight. So I did. And I'm glad because I feel pretty good today.
Okay, good. I had a terrible scare last night. So I came downstairs. It was like 6:30. And as I'm coming down the stairs, this feeling happened from like here up. And it just felt like a giant had reached his hand down over my body and started to squeeze a little bit.
Okay.
And then I got to the bottom of the stairs, and it felt like he had just squeezed my entire upper body. Just all my muscles just went like they were being squeezed.
I know that, like, when she went like I know exactly how that feels, dead ass. Like, I know exactly what you're describing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it just lasted for like 3 seconds. But when it was happening, I was like, I can't move.
Heart attack.
Yeah. I was like, I can't move. This is terrible. It was a horrible pain. It was just like a crushing.
Would you describe it as crampy or pressure?
Both. It was like crushing. Like I felt like I was being crushed. I literally felt like I was being squeezed.
Was it?
So the squeezing is kind of like crampy, but also crushed.
Was it hard to catch your breath, or not?
Yeah, I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't.
Well, you were
move.
also probably panicked at that point, so.
It was like from here up and everywhere, like into my neck and up my back and my shoulders. And
Are you taking your water pill?
every day, twice a day.
Give me your ankle.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I
okay.
really am.
I'll determine that.
Okay. All right, Dr. Courtney. That's my sore ankle, so be
Sorry.
careful where you push.
Yeah, you really don't have any swelling. It's kind of remarkable.
Yeah,
There's
no.
like no edema whatsoever.
And I worked like a 14-hour shift the other night, so.
Well, yeah, you don't have any swelling there, but that doesn't mean that you don't have water collected in your chest, but.
It scared me. And then I had a lasting pain right here in my heart that was just like a normal heart cramp that you would get in your chest right here.
Well, when you die, I'll play this episode for your doctor so he can tell us the precursor to.
It just felt like my body had I don't know, but I did think I had a mini heart attack.
Cool.
But then I thought, there's nothing, it's not a heart attack, so I ignored it. But there's still like a little bit of pain here, but I just had
Acid. I could tell by the look on your face. I knew it was acid.
Oh, it burns.
Are you okay?
I need some vinegar.
No, wash it down with some more coffee. That'll be good.
I literally need vinegar. It was bad acid. Right here, it's in my throat. It burns. I can't let it stay. I gotta go.
Are
get
you sure
vinegar.
you don't need like a Tums?
I take Prilosec every day,
Oh, really?
but I don't have Tums. I don't think. But it. God.
Sorry, we had to take a little break because in the middle of my mom's story that she thinks she might have had a mini heart attack, she started having acid reflux, and she's just trying to actively die while she tells me this story.
I have a ball of physical problems, but the
No,
point is,
it is scary when that happens, though. Like when my before I had my appointment, my blood pressure was spiking really high, and I already take more blood pressure medication than like my 70-something-year-old stepdad. And despite being on the medicine, my blood pressure was still spiking really high. And the one night I was laying in bed, and I wasn't anxious about anything. Like I wasn't I was watching TV, chilling, playing my games on my phone, fucking Monopoly like a loser. And I'm just laying there, and I got this cramp, and it started like in my shoulder and in my chest, and then it went down into my armpit, and then all the way down and through my pinky, like this whole side. And it was just this intense cramp that just hurt and was just fucking annoying, and you couldn't like, it felt like, well, maybe if I lay on that side, maybe if I lay on my other side, maybe if I put my arm over my head, maybe if I stretch it out, maybe if I lay like this, maybe if I lay like this, maybe if I sit up, maybe if I go walk around, like nothing. It just felt like you should be able to do something that would alleviate it, but nothing was like it just would not fucking let up, and it just was intense and just hurt. And then of course, then I'm thinking, well, it's all down my left side.
it's a heart attack.
It's something's wrong with my heart. So then I am panicked, which doesn't help. And then I am having a panic attack, which doesn't help. But it didn't start out as like a panic attack. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I started panicking once it was happening. Well, I didn't, like I was being calm. I was like, Courtney, you're fine. It's probably some sort of a muscle thing. Like I'm trying to go through. I'm like, did you do something today? Did you like extend outside of your power zone and like lift something? And like, and I'm like, no, like I'm fucking sloth through life. I haven't been doing anything. But yeah, it's like really unnerving when it happens and you're just like, what is that? Stop doing that.
Yeah, you're just like, what can you do about it? You don't know.
Yeah. So I took ibuprofen.
That was the point of my story. I ended up taking 5 ibuprofen pills. And I woke up this morning feeling fabulous.
Her heart's good, but her liver's...
Usually I can barely walk down the stairs because my hip hurts so bad, and my knees and my ankle. And I go down one at a time. I can't talk. I have acid in my throat, and it burns still.
You look like you're in pain, and you sound like you've eroded the first layer of skin out of your throat.
There's still acid in my throat. I need more vinegar.
I'm going to have to read your script. I'm going to have to do this episode.
You might have to. We might have to pause. But anyways, I took 5 ibuprofen, and I feel fabulous. That's what I told her. I was like, wow, because I was walking down the stairs for the first time. She came in, and I come downstairs, and I hadn't been downstairs yet. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can go regular instead of one at a time. This is unlistenable.
You sound like you're in pain.
I am. I got to get more vinegar or take a break because...
I don't think vinegar is I think that's going to exacerbate it at this point. I think maybe don't put something else that's very harsh acid into your throat right now.
Vinegar is base, though. It's the opposite of acid. I know it sounds weird, but it neutralizes acid.
Like milk?
Milk doesn't neutralize acid. Milk makes acid worse.
Well, milk makes... but...
Milk might soothe for a second.
Well, yes, but vinegar, it's doing the same thing. What my doctor told me when I was pregnant and I had terrible acid reflux and I thought drinking milk was really smart, he was like, no, because you're just putting something in your stomach that your stomach is going to have to create more acid to deal with then. So you're actually just making the problem worse. So
Vinegar is a base. So acid is up
no, I
here.
know how the pH scale works.
Yeah. So it neutralizes it. I got to get more.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I don't.
Do you want to press pause on your phone?
No, because I don't have to reconfigure everything, and it's
Okay.
just easier to let it go. I'll just cut this part out.
Mom, vinegar is an acid.
Something about it neutralizes acid.
No. Incorrect.
Well, it works for me.
Stop drinking the vinegar.
It makes the pain go away.
Okay. If you're already burping up acid and having a lot of acid in your stomach, which is eroding the lining, drinking more it's not helping. It's not helping. No wonder your throat's on fire right now. Coffee is also an acid. Oat milk is not. Maybe just try drinking a tiniest bit to coat your throat right now, but not to like overload your stomach to produce a bunch more acid. Like gargle some oat milk right now.
Oat milk will turn into acid because it's a carb.
I don't think you know nutrition or science.
That could be.
You were saying vinegar's a base, and in my head I was like, no, I didn't do well in chemistry, but I remember a few things, and no, it's not.
Why do I think vinegar is a base? Why am I almost positive that this was something I learned in nursing school?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Like I
works,
said,
though.
I know you're not supposed to like overload with a base because then your stomach's just going to produce more acid to fight the base. Like I know that. But
Call Chris. He's going to the pharmacist. I'm going to have him get me some Tums. That's what I need to take. I've got Alka-Seltzer up there. I could take Alka-Seltzer.
yeah.
Never mind. Don't call Chris. I've got Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop drinking vinegar.
Okay.
Vinegar is good for other stuff. Like if you're not having acid problems, it's like supposed to be like cleansing for you, and like help gut digestion.
Maybe I need to go get some Alka-Seltzer right now.
I think maybe. I think you need to chew up Tums and then like slowly let it roll down your throat and just coat your throat. Like you got to do something to like soothe that right now.
Well, the vinegar did. I'm telling you, the vinegar soothes it. It makes the pain go away.
I really feel like that is a placebo effect.
Okay. Well, call Chris and ask him to get me some Tums then.
Hey, are you still out and about?
Yes.
Mom wanted to know if you could just stop anywhere and grab her some Tums.
Sure.
She's having acid reflux really bad. It like burnt her throat. She's like gagging and she can barely talk. Her throat's all irritated. So I told her she needs to like chew up a Tums and like swallow it and coat her throat.
I'm on my way to Chinese right now to get her medicine. I'll put her near give her some.
Perfect. Okay, that'll help.
Thanks.
Yep, thank you. All right, bye. That's a base.
Okay. So now that we talked about my health problems, tell me what's going on with your medication
So
for your high blood pressure.
I made my appointment because my blood pressure's been spiking so high. And like I said, I've been having that weird chest pain cramp in my armpit and side. And so I'm and I checked my own blood pressure, so I know it was high. Like, I know it's spiking. So I made the appointment, and it's not like I'm like, I think I might have COVID, and I take the test, and he's like, you don't, it's just a cold. Like, I know.
Let me interrupt you.
What?
So you're taking your normal blood pressure medication and you're still spiking?
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, I know already when I go, he's going to be like, yeah, something's the matter, you know? So, like, I go and they check it there at the office, and the reading there was high. And he comes in and he's like, so yeah, your blood pressure's garbage. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, all right, well, we'll just up your medication. And I was like, okay, well, listen. Why is it high even though I'm on blood pressure medication? And why was it high to begin with when I'm only a 35-year-old woman? And I've been telling you for years, I can feel when I'm having like palpitations and my heart beats weird and it beats out of rhythm and it like beatbox, like it goes like pump, 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 like beats weird in my chest. And he's like, I've already explained this, like you're just stressed. And I was like, and I've already explained this. I get stressed when my heart starts beating weird.
Well, a lot of people have stress and it doesn't cause their heart to go bump, 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 bump.
And he's like, yeah, you just don't know how to manage your stress. And I was like, okay, I just don't agree. Like, I just don't think that's entirely true. Like, I think I do know how to manage my stress. I have a lot of stressors in my life. Like, no one's fucking debating that. But I think if I didn't know how to manage my stress, I wouldn't have the successes that I have. Like, school can be stressful, sure, but I aced it. Managing grandma's health was stressful, but I literally brought her back from the brink of death and kept her alive. Dealing with my custody case was extremely stressful, but I won my custody battle and got custody of my kids. I'm not like just like the most like I know I have anxiety, but like I think I actually like really have my anxiety managed. Like I really don't. I still feel like it's always there. Like when I go to the grocery store, there's like those same old anxieties, but I just like walk right through them now. Like I deal like that voice is not the loud voice anymore. Like I deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, and I think I deal pretty well. And like, yeah, I deal with things that make me sad and that piss me off and that are scary and stressful. Like that's life. So does everyone. And I think that I'm coping well. And he was like, do you have a therapist? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, not right now, but I've been seeing one for years. And right now I don't have the money and the kids need therapy. So I'm paying for theirs. Lindsay's is out of pocket because her therapist that she likes is not network. So I have to pay, it's $60 every time and her pays $30 and I pay $30. So like, no, like I'm not seeing one right now, but I have been. And I've been through therapy enough that I know the things that they're going to say when a stressor comes. Like I know like the mantras and the things that they tell you and how to deal with it. You know, like I don't know. I would be very willing to say like, maybe I do just internalize a lot of stress and maybe I do suck at dealing with life. Maybe I suck at life and maybe I don't know how to hack stress. Like maybe it is me. Like I'm not afraid to say that maybe I need more therapy or that I'm the problem. Like in my head is the problem. Like I'm not afraid to say that. I'm just really fucking pissed off because I really don't think that's what it is. I don't feel like I'm being defensive because that is what it is. So I'm just being defensive. I think I'm just mad because like, I feel like no one's fucking listening to me. And like,
yeah, that's frustrating.
And I was like, okay. And I was like, all right, doc, like, let's say you're right. Let's say I just suck at life. And I don't know how to deal with the stressors that come my way. And I do internalize stuff too much. And so I'll see you again in 3 years when this level of lisinopril stops working and my blood pressure's still spiking. Like, and he was like, yeah, like if you never learn how to bring your stress down and like eliminate some of these unnecessary stresses from your life and handle things better, like, yeah, that will be your path. And I was like, okay, I don't know. So I was like, well, listen, my rheumatologist wanted all of like my vital organs and everything checked anyways because of the diseases that I have. So like I've already had like a liver function test. I've had a pulmonary check of my lungs. I've had x-rays of my organs. I've had an MRI of my brain. I've had everything checked. Everything's been good so far. But the last thing that he wanted to have checked was my heart because it's a muscle and an organ. So scleroderma attacks your organs and polymyositis attacks your muscles. And so, like, I know that he wanted something done, but I don't know what he wanted done. Like, what would it be, like an EKG? I don't know. And he was like, no, it would be an echo. And I was like, okay, well, that's the last thing that I needed to have done anyways, but I can't get in with my rheumatologist because my insurance changed and I need a new rheumatologist and it's, you know, and he was like, okay.
You didn't tell me that.
He was like, okay, well, that's been resolved anyways because my rheumatologist called and was like, we take Medicaid. And I was like, really? Because on my Medicaid site, I searched rheumatologist and he didn't come up. And they were like, no, we do. And I was like,
you can't look at that.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
It's not right.
It's not accurate.
Oh,
it's not
okay.
up to date.
Well,
Yeah.
so I can see my rheumatologist. So I'm going to next week. But
you have to call the doctor yourself because that list is way
wrong.
outdated.
Okay.
It's always updating.
Okay. So anyways, problem resolved. But
Good.
at this appointment, it wasn't yet. So he was like, okay, well, I'll schedule you an echo. Like, that's fine. And I was like, okay. And it's not like I want to go and like the echo and they're like, yeah, like your valve's wrong. Like, I don't want to hear that either. But I just feel like something's wrong. And I have been saying that for years. And he said, he was like, we've had this talk for years. We go round and round about this. Doesn't it always for you come back to something's wrong with my heart? And I was like, yeah, it does. You're right. We have had this talk a lot. And yes, it does always come back to that. Yep. And do you remember when I was coming in here and I was saying something is deeply wrong with me because I'm telling you the level of like bone deep exhaustion that I'm having and the soreness, like waking up and my legs giving out on the stairs is just not normal. And you're trying to tell me I'm too stressed and I stay too busy and I need to chill out. And I'm telling you, no. That's not what this is. And we argued and argued about that. And you were like, fine, I'll run blood tests. And you're like, everything, your thyroid's fine. Your blood levels are fine. Everything's fine. I'm out of ideas. And I said, check me for Lyme disease. And he was like, I really don't think that's it. And I said, just check me and tell me I'm wrong. And so he did. And he was like, it's not Lyme disease. And that is the last thing that I can think to test you for. And I was like, I'm telling you something's wrong. And he was like, well, then I'll send you to a rheumatologist. And then guess what?
They found
the rheumatologist was like, yeah, you're fucking sick and you need treatment. But that was all in my head, right? That was just that I was too stressed and it was like, maybe just fucking listen to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to trust what the doctor says when he said it before, but then you found out that what he said wasn't accurate.
Yeah.
Because
like,
he didn't
I get
know
it.
everything.
It's out of your wheelhouse. You don't deal with these diseases. But guess what? My body is in my fucking wheelhouse.
If you'd have just listened to him, you wouldn't be being treated right now.
Yeah, I would still just be like, I guess I'm too stressed. And let me tell you what that does to me when I feel like, and again, it's not like I can't take accountability for like the choices I make and the things I involve myself in and stuff. But I have been doing that for like 20 years now. I have been, especially for like the last 15 years, like actively, daily, checking in with myself. Courtney, is this good for you? Courtney, how is this making you feel? Courtney, does this suit you? Does this serve you? And saying no to things and standing up for myself and creating boundaries and taking naps if I need them and giving myself space when I need it and not beating myself up and lowering my standards when I set unrealistically high standards. And I check in with myself. I'm the most fucking in tune person. Like I check in with myself all the time. And I feel like I really have de-stressed my life. And now the stresses that I have in my life are outside sources, you know, like I had to get custody of the kids,
right.
But like, that was like, and I mean, I guess that's still a choice in a way. Cause I guess I could have been like, well, a custody battle will be really expensive and really stressful and time consuming. And I don't have, like, I'm not going to do that. But then I would have dealt with like dealing with my kids being sad, which would have been more stressful for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like fighting the battle was actually the less stressful path.
You can't
Yeah. So like
avoid. You just have to.
Like, I guess I could have just let grandma die. Like, I guess I could have been like, take care of your own health, call your son. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But like, I love my grandma and I'm going to take care of her. Like, I guess there's always a choice. You do always have a choice. There's always a choice. I could have been like, no, I don't want to be your like health proxy. No. But there are outcomes either way. You know what I mean? Like, there was going to be, so then if my grandma dies, I was going to be devastated and very depressed and sad and stressed. So like, you know, I'm always like, well, fuck it, we'll fight the battle person. And I don't think that that's a fault in me. Like, maybe it is. I don't always need to be the one to fight the battles. And I think I have gotten better about that, because I used to be like, if you're having a bad day, I'm going to come over and make it my problem and like fight your battle for you with you. You know what I mean? And I'm better about being like, no, let them figure it. That's not, it doesn't need to be your problem. You know, like I said, it's more stressful when I'm like, even if it is me and I just can't deal with stress, I would at least like if someone would fucking listen to me and take me seriously. Give me a fucking heart monitor. Placate me. What do you have to lose? Give me a heart monitor. I have to pay for it. You're out nothing. You give it to me. I wear it for a couple months. We get the readouts. If they're totally perfect, you can laugh in my face and tell me you need therapy, you anxious little bitch. And I can say, okay, I guess I do. Or we detect something. You know, like, what are you out and just like, I'm not a hypochondriac. Like, I'm not at the doctor's all the time. Like, mom has to beg me to go to the doctor's when I'm sick with something. Because I'm like, no, this is just a bacteria, like this is just an infection and it'll pass. It just have to ride it out. There's no sense in going. And she's like, no, you should go. And I'm like, no, you don't need medicine for every single thing. Your body can fight things off. You know, like, I am not, she's trying to take my fucking kids to the hospital when they're sick. And I'm like, Mom, they're not even running a fever. You're being an alarmist. Like, I'm not a fucking hypochondriac. That's not me. So if I'm coming in, and then I'm anxious when I come in because like I'm doing something I don't want to do, which is going to hear probably bad news. I did not want to go to the rheumatologist. I do not want to hear that I'm sick, but I am the person who's going to fight the battle. Like, but I know I am, and I need answers, and it's going to suck to hear that I'm sick, and it's going to suck to hear outcomes, but I got to know it so that I can fight however I can. Take my medicine and change my life, you know? So I don't know. It's just very frustrating when I'm like, I don't want to be sick. Like, I don't want to hear like, yeah, your heart's garbage. Like, I don't want to hear that. But my heart's in my chest and I can feel it. And I'm the one living with like the way that it pumps the fucking blood through my body. And I'm telling you, this fucker's fucking running at like a sea level right now. Okay. Like A, B, C, D, C, a grade, not level, not like elevation, just for
sea level.
Yeah. So we're all on the same page, but I don't know. So just been really that, and then I left and I was like totally pissed off, and I was talking with Dad about it. And I was like, my doctor told me that I don't handle things well and I need to calm down. And I left in a fucking rage.
Well, yeah, that's one thing. For the times that you can't avoid the stressful situation, do you know what to do? Do you know how to square count? And
yeah, I box breathe, and I can always tell when I'm having a panic attack. I do get panic attacks for sure. I've experienced those plenty of times, and I know the fucking difference. And like, I know what triggers, and I know the like when it's coming, and yeah, like I absolutely do. But and I don't get panic attacks anymore. I got one last week when I found out like the Dad wasn't feeling well.
Right.
And like that, and I was triggered, and I knew I was triggered, you know, and like I knew, and my blood pressure shot the fuck up. And I told, and Matt was with me, and he was like, you got to calm down. I was like, I know. We're going to go over and check on him and see how he's doing. I need to just breathe. Like, let's just ride out to his house. There's nothing to worry about till there's something to worry about. Why am I already freaking out? I don't even know if something's wrong. Like, I just gotta, you know, like, but I went into anxious panic mode, and my brain started doing the like, what if? And I was like, that's not helpful. You gotta calm down. But it was my dad, and I love him, and I know why I was triggered. But like, yeah, like I know how to like assess that and like bring it down. And I think that in this last year with all the fucking doctor's appointments I've had with like waiting for test results, I think I've gotten really good at learning how to like put that away, like put that in a little box and set it away. We're not going to think about it. And why would we panic before we get the result? And, I think I do the things. That's what and that's what I was telling. And then I know how it sounds when I say this. It just sounds so shitty and like, I don't know, like self-pitying or defeatist. But I'm like, if it really is just me, then I guess I'll fucking die then. I guess I'll have a fucking heart attack in my 40s then, because I'm doing my best. I don't know what more I could be doing. So I guess I'll just keep living life and my fucking heart will pop at like 43. And I know how that sounds like shitty, but like, that's just me. Like, I'm just really just being so real. Like, I'm telling you, I'm doing my fucking best out here. Like, if there is something more that can be done, and I like to see any of you motherfuckers have been in my shoes in the last decade.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see anybody deal with the shit that I've dealt with.
No.
And
come out successful.
Yeah. First of all, come out successful. Come out constantly winning the battles. And not have fucking heart problems or an autoimmune disease. I think I deal pretty goddamn well. But I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. I might go next Friday. So, and like I said, like that does make me nervous because I don't want to hear that something's wrong with me. Like I don't, but I do want to know what is wrong with me because something is wrong. You know? And I don't get why it's like, why we're acting like it's this, like, Courtney, you're like a fucking hypochondriac and you're freaking out. Look up scleroderma and polymyositis. Google what organs do they attack? Heart. Why are you acting like I'm like fucking wilding out? Like it literally says that it damages that. Like, and if I have had a very stressful life and have had moments of like high anxiety, which I know I've had panic attacks that have like my heart's beating out of my fucking, like I know that has happened, that stress induced heart arrhythmias have happened because of stress, for sure. So if you pair the fact that I had a very stressful youth with no good coping skills and wore my fucking heart out, and now I have a disease that's like beaten up on something that was already like,
yeah.
How does that just not, like, I just don't understand how that doesn't make sense. Like, that just seems like 2 + 2 = 4 to me. Like,
no, you're right.
I don't know. I just get mad when I feel like no one's listening to me. Courtney, you're just anxious. Motherfucker, right now I am. Sitting in a room being gaslit about my own body. Yeah, you're goddamn right. I'm fucking stressed out and anxious and mad right now. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to deal with that well. Being gaslit about my own body. Sorry, I don't
blame you. I totally get it. Yeah.
Like you said, if I hadn't have advocated to go see a rheumatologist, I'd still just be telling like, well, you got to take it easier, Courtney.
Yeah.
Wondering why my fucking legs give out and my fucking arms give out.
So Friday.
Next Friday.
Nothing's going to show up. I'm going to tell you right now. Because it's not happening all the time, right? So
it's not noticeable.
It's random.
All the time.
So I'm sure when you go and have it, it'll be the time that nothing's going on. And you do need a monitor to be able to tell when it is happening, to monitor what's going on. Because
I just feel like even
chances are when you go,
every other person who I talk to that says that they have stress, like panic attacks, and they can like their heart races or they sweat or whatever. I'm like, can you feel your heart beating weird? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, I can literally like feel it in my chest and like in my body. Like I can feel it beating out of rhythm.
I know what you're talking about. I've had that when I have too much aspartame or anything that has, it's called something like phenylalanine. Yeah. Anything that has that. If I used to drink these, not Crystal Light, but like the generic version of, you pour it in your water. It's like a powder. And I just drank those all day long, and I would drink a big bottle of it. So there'd be like 2 packets per bottle, and I would drink like 6 bottles a day. And then I would feel that you get a surge where your heart paused and then started beating.
And you're like, oh.
And you feel it.
Yeah.
And then when you take your pulse, you can feel your pulse beating weird.
Yeah.
And so I know exactly what you're talking about. And I went to the doctor. They didn't know what it was. I had to do my own research and figured out I'm having the palpitations because I'm having a reaction to this phenylalanine. So I can't drink too much that has aspartame because it's big on these phenylalanines. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Okay.
But I can do sucralose or, what's that called in the yellow packet? Like Splenda.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I can't do the sweet and
Aspartame
low.
gives me a terrible stomach ache. I feel like shit
I know you've
when
always
I have,
said that.
Yeah, ever since I was little.
So you can't have most diet drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Canada Dry that I drink has aspartame in it.
Yeah. Even if I'm like dying of thirst, if I'm somewhere and they only have diet drinks in the fridge or something, it's not worth it. It immediately makes me feel like shit.
So yeah, it's like that for me, but it's with my heart.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if I drank a fucking gallon of it, it would affect I just feel it in my gut immediately. But that was enough for me to be like, eh.
Yeah, I don't have that. It doesn't affect my gut. So I don't think that's what's,
Yeah, it just makes me feel like sludge. Like if you put the wrong oil in your car, like immediately just my body just is like, oh, I don't like that.
Okay. Well, I hope they figure it out, but I really feel like with your luck, you're going to go and your heart's going to be functioning normal.
I don't know. I'll probably be pretty panicked like when I started crying in the MRI machine. So.
Well,
in the meantime,
you might have to push for a...
We did up my lisinopril dose. I'm taking 20 milligrams now. Chris takes like 3.
Oh, geez.
For perspective. For his AFib.
He has high blood pressure.
Yeah.
He's taking it for his high blood pressure.
Yeah. So, yeah, the first day I took it, I was laying in bed and I took it and I watched TV for a little while. And then I got up out of bed to go to the bathroom and I was like...
Because it was really low. Oh, Jesus.
I was like, whoa. God damn, that hit. So, yeah. Yeah, Aubrey got there and then I laid back down because I didn't feel good. I felt dizzy. So I laid down and Aubrey showed up with Herb to get the kids for dinner. And I wasn't expecting to see her. And she just came around the corner and was like, hey. And I was like, my girl. And I like flew up out of bed and was like, oh my God, hi. And like, I was like, hold on, wait, I can't see you. The whole room just went dark. I was like,
yeah,
give me a second. It'll come back. Hold on. I was like, but I felt better yesterday. I went down and worked and I just took it easy that day with it being the first day I was on it. But yesterday I didn't really notice any problems. I felt good. So.
Okay, that's good. How many of you have this issue?
How many of you feel like, I don't know. I don't want to say my doctor's not listening. Because he does. He was like, he listed off every problem that I've had. Like, I know that he listens when I talk. Like, he was like, you went through this and you went through this. Like, of course you're stressed. I'm not saying that you wouldn't be stressed. Like, you have a very stressful life. And he was like, it's not like he didn't care. It felt like he had his own bias that was coming before whatever evidence it just felt like he was like, no, I know that I feel sure that it's this. And for whatever reason, because I'm not a doctor or I'm 35 and I told him, I was like, I couldn't sleep last night. I did not sleep one wink because I was anxious about coming today. He was like, why are you anxious about seeing me? And I was like, and I said the same thing. I was like, because it's not like I was going to come and say I might have COVID and you were going to test. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I can deal with that. I've been, homie, I knew I had heart problems. I knew I was going to come in and you were going to check and my blood pressure was going to be off. I've been checking it at home. I already know it's a problem. I knew I was coming in and you were going to be like, yeah, you have a problem. This is a problem. So I was like trying to deal with that and trying to cope with that. But I just low level couldn't. And I just felt awake all night and I did not sleep. And he was like, well, you don't look like you feel bad. You look really good and you look healthy. And I was like, maybe it's Maybelline. The magic of makeup.
Right.
Let me clean my face. Ooh, God, is that you? Let me clean my face off and let you see that I look like a fucking corpse right now.
Hang on. What do you need?
I got your Tums.
Oh, will you bring them down?
Yep.
Here, Chris, no, don't do that. I'll come. You can toss them to me.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
You
don't
were all
make him make-
cozy
Don't make
and
him make an extra trip down the
he
stairs.
can go up and down the stairs.
Jesus Christ.
It's good for him. It's exercise.
Thank you. He walks like.
Thank
every
you,
day.
honey. Did you put my medicine in the fridge?
Yep.
Thank you.
I really love Tums. I wish I could eat them like candy, but I don't.
like one?
But no. Not worth it. Gotta save it for when you really need it.
Okay.
Guys want me to give up the one thing that's always there for me. Like, ease up.
I get it.
I know you do.
I almost started smoking this week.
Don't you fucking dare.
I didn't.
Good.
I wanted to.
I will actually beat your ass.
That's why I didn't. It was only because of you. If there was no you in my life, I would have smoked this week.
Good, because I know I'm not very strong for very long anymore, but that first 5 minutes of me kicking your ass is going to suck for you. And then I'm going to get tired. But I might get an adrenaline rush that gives me an extra 5 minutes. I will wail on you. You better not.
Okay. I believe it. No, I know.
Choose your fighter.
Shall we do the case?
Probably.
Let's get into it.
I love a good case. And people think I go off topic. Sorry I went off topic about my heart. Sorry my heart's an inconvenience for you. It's an inconvenience for me too, for what it's worth.
It's not.
What's the case?
This is the Tiede family murders. That's part of their name. One person's name is not Tiede.
Okay. Is that their last name?
Yes.
Okay.
Tiede.
Tiede.
Pronounced
Tiede?
Tiede.
Tiede?
Yeah.
Really? Not Tiede? Okay.
I know. Yeah, no, it's Tiede.
English is wacky, dude. I don't get it, but go ahead. All right.
Okay, viewer discretion. We're talking about homicide, arson, kidnapping, a few kind of,
Yikes.
scary topics. So if that's going to trigger you, then please go to a different station and pop back in for a different episode.
Yeah, just come for when we talk about our lives and then bounce out when we talk about murder.
There you go. Yeah, just listen to the first half. Yeah. No, that might trigger you worse.
Well, talk about triggering.
Depending on what we're talking about. But let's see. Okay, there's some players in this. I'm going to go through who they are because it'll get confusing. There's a few people. So
Okay.
we're talking about mainly Lene Tiede. Okay, she's a young woman.
Okay.
Then her dad, his name is Rolf.
Okay.
Then,
Like from The Sound of Music?
Yeah, Rolf. Then her mom's name is Kay.
Okay.
So we have Kay and Rolf.
Lene, Kay, Rolf.
And then Lene's sister is Trisha.
Okay.
And then we have Grandma, who they call Grams.
Okay. Oh, like from Dawson's Creek.
Is that what it's like?
Jen Lindley calls her Grandma Grams.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never watched that.
That's so good, Mom.
Well, she's Kay's mother, and her name is Beth Potts. So that's why it's not everybody is Tiede.
Okay.
Her name
The
is...
Tiede Potts.
She's just Potts because Tiede
Murder.
is her daughter's husband's name.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is going to be hard for me to talk. My throat is still messed up from that acid. Can you hear it?
Yeah, you sound like you're struggling a little bit. Do you want me to read the
am.
script?
I might need you to read this.
Guys, we've never done this before.
This might be a new thing.
And then you can just fill in if you're like, oh, I know about this. But
Yeah, let's have you try it.
I do-
Because I
I
don't
know-
know that I can do this.
I think I know how to
Let's
read.
start right here.
Okay.
Guys. It's going to be weird for you reading because I would fill in blanks.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to give me a little something every once in a while. So vocal rest while you're not doing this. Guys, this is so exciting.
I'm going to have some more Tums.
Yeah, do that. Chew it up and just like let it roll
Let it
into
roll
your
down
throat.
my throat.
Okay. Why does it say the family returned in stages?
Where are you at?
Where you told me to start?
Don't read it out.
Oh, okay. Just read okay. On December 22nd, 1990, which is the year I was born, I was like a month old, in case you were wondering. Members of the family returned to the cabin. There was a cabin? Can I start at the top? Because you did it out of order. Okay. I think that you're skipping around. Let me start up
I
here.
have to pee. We're never going to get this one done.
We have been filming for like a goddamn hour and a half already.
Oh my God.
All right. So I think that you started at the second paragraph because you wanted to give the family breakdown first so that we knew the names. So I'm going to start at this one.
Okay.
So just days before Christmas, on December 22nd, 1990, a holiday stay at the Tiede, right? Tiede family's remote mountain cabin in Oakley, Utah, turned into a brutal home invasion, double homicide, attempted murder, arson, and kidnapping. Okay. Wowzers. Merry Christmas. So on December 22nd, 1990, members of the family returned to the cabin in separate groups, in part because of winter conditions and the need to use snowmobiles to access the property. So sounds pretty remote.
It was. Yeah. It's in the mountains, and you can't get there by car.
So they had to break up in order to get there. They didn't have like a suburban four-wheel drive.
Right.
Okay, makes sense. The property was a beautiful spot that Lene. Okay, that's the daughter's name, or
She's the oldest daughter.
the oldest daughter.
Trish is the younger one.
Lene especially loved. Because of the sound of the river, the horses in the pasture, and the chirping birds all made the place heaven on earth for the Lene Tiede. Kay, which is Lene's mom, had named the place Tiede's Tranquility and Peace. So Tiede must have really loved this place the most.
Wait.
Kay, or Lene.
Lene.
Oh, Tiede's. Okay,
Tiede's their last name.
I'm getting confused because of Lene and Tiede for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, all right, I get it now. Tiede's the last name. Lene is her first name. Got it. It sat about 2.5 miles off the road, so you're not seeing it from the road. You're not getting there easily, and you probably in the middle of winter wouldn't be going there unless you knew it was there. That's just me thinking ahead, but you can't reach it by car in the wintertime. Okay, so how the fuck did home invasion happen? Like what? Okay. The family had the holiday off and spent it at the cabin. Kay had hung everyone's stockings from the mantle on the fireplace. There was a great big tree decorated for Christmas with presents beneath it. On the 22nd, the family went to town to finish up shopping for Christmas presents, little last-minute gifts and things. Okay, makes sense. Kay Tiede and Beth Potts, which was the mom and the grandma, and Lene Tiede arrived first. Lene was 20 years old. She entered first, not knowing armed intruders were already inside. Okay. This had to be a personal attack. Like, unless somebody knew that they were like diamond heisters that had diamonds there, and they were like, this had to be somebody that like knew them, because that just doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, I get it. You'll be surprised though. It's just it is random.
She was running up the stairs to get to the sink. It says TPO. I thought maybe that was an acronym.
When I know I'm going to be reading it, I don't always spell check.
She was running up the stairs to the sink to run warm water over her hands because they were freezing. It was an especially cold winter that year. As soon as she got to the top of the stairs, she saw something gray slip behind the refrigerator out of the corner of her eye. It was a frizzy-headed man in a gray sweatshirt holding a gun. Then Kay and Beth got up to the top of the stairs, and another guy came from the bedroom. He wore thick Coke bottle glasses, and he was pointing a gun at Kay. Kay asked the men what they wanted. She told them she would give them anything they wanted, and a second later, gunfire exploded everywhere. Lene witnessed her mom, Kay, go down. And then her Grams was shot in the head, and Lene witnessed her gasp for air and then just silently go. They both died. Lene knew her dad, Rolf, and younger sister, Tricia, age 16, were going to be arriving any minute. Then she heard their snowmobiles in the distance. She said that at that moment, her heart just sank into her gut. All she could do was try to think of a way to get the men out of the cabin so her dad and sister wouldn't be killed. There was a car, and Lene knew that the keys were under the mat. The man in gray sweatshirt grabbed Lene around the neck and put his gun to her back. At that time, Tricia and Rolf arrived at the cabin. The second they turned off the snowmobiles, a man ran out from behind the garage. He was wearing a ski mask. So a third man?
No, this is the other
one
guy.
of the other guy ran outside. Okay, and ambushed him.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess this is coming from the perspective now of them. They're walking to the cabin.
Got it.
And
okay.
a guy comes around.
So the one guy's got her, the other guy goes to get them. Okay.
Right.
And he demanded that they both go inside. Rolf could see Lene's tears, and even though no words were spoken, she knew that he realized that something awful had happened to Kay and Beth. The men asked Rolf if he had any money. He threw his money down on the ground. The man with the Coke bottle glasses was told by the other man to shoot Rolf. He pulled back the hammer and then refused to fire. Then the one in the sweatshirt holding Lene tried to shoot Rolf. But his gun just kept clicking every time he pulled the trigger. So he's out of bullets.
It was misfiring.
Or it was just misfiring.
Mm-hmm.
What a strange blessing. I don't know yet. Until the third time. Oh, never mind. It wasn't a blessing. And he successfully shot Rolf in the face. So they got there. So the intruders were there, obviously, before the family. It was like a lay-in-wait situation. And it must have snowed enough that as they were coming in that they didn't see any tracks, or they would have been like, oh, who the fuck came to the cabin? So the snow must have really been coming down, which again leads me to believe that it's pretty strange that it's random because... But then again, if it's really out in the country and there's just two douchebags like out on snowmobiles and they come across a cabin, I guess that they could be like...
They pretty much... It'll come out later in the script,
right.
But...
You don't have to say. We can get there.
Okay.
It's all right. I'm just thinking ahead. You know how I do. Like, that's just wild that it would just happen to be two fucking criminals just roaming the countryside in a blizzard.
I know.
That happen upon a cabin. Lene could tell that the men had been there a while. There was food eaten. Presents had been opened. She could tell that they were waiting for the family to return. The cabin's remote location meant that there were no immediate neighbors and a little chance of fast help for them. Yeah, so nobody heard those gunshots. Nobody's coming unless they're told to come.
Exactly.
And it's Christmas, so unless, like, Aunt Debbie was supposed to show up Christmas morning, it's the 22nd. I mean...
Right.
They're not going to be found for a while before it becomes apparent that like the whole family hasn't showed back up after their vacation. So the attackers attempted to destroy evidence and the scene by setting the cabin on fire. They used the gas cans for the snowmobiles. Lene could hear the smoke alarms going off. So at this point, her mother, grandmother, and father are dead.
And they're in the house that they set on fire.
And they're in the house that's set on fire. She has been left alive and left...
Her and her sister.
I was going to say, her sister and her have seemingly not been hurt yet, but they like left them to go start a fire. Okay.
No, they took them with them. They're all outside.
Oh, they're with them. Okay.
So she's just listening to the fire alarms go off.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Alarms.
Okay. Now the men were in a big hurry to get out of there. So they abducted Lene and Tricia Tiede. That name is killing me. The sisters were forced out into the snow and taken from the cabin area as hostages. The girls were taken as part of the killer's attempt to flee the area after the attack. They were needed to operate the snowmobiles to get the family's car. Tricia wanted to wreck her snowmobile to throw her captor off into the trees, but she was afraid of what would happen to Lene.
Yeah, so like the whole time that they're going away from the cabin, she's trying to think of ways to,
Like, what can I do?
like, I can swing it hard. He's not holding on tight. He'll fly off. But then she's like, but then what happens to my sister? And
Yeah.
like, this is what's going through the younger sister's mind, Trisha.
Yeah.
And she's like, I could do this, I could do that and get rid of him. But then there's nothing I can do to help my sister.
And then they still have guns
Yeah.
that can, like, fire from a distance. So, yeah, you're in a...
So she opted to just...
And even if you wreck it and he gets hurt, if you wreck it bad enough, you're, like, on foot now in a fucking blizzard.
Right.
2 miles from
freezing.
the road, and it's freezing
really
cold.
freezing.
So, you're very precarious situation.
Right.
Not a lot of options. So then they got to the main gate and they saw their Uncle Randy. Oh God, I thought it was going to be an Aunt Debbie, and here it's an Uncle Randy. I was close. He immediately recognized his nieces, and he thought that the guys on the back of the snowmobiles were their boyfriends. He tried to greet them and waved. Wait a second. I feel like I know this story. I remember snowmobiles. I remember... Did he have a cabin nearby? Did he live nearby and that's why he was out? I can't remember now. Maybe I'm conflating 2 stories. Let me keep reading.
He probably did. I mean, I don't think it actually said. But why else would he have been there?
Yeah, I feel like I know this.
He wasn't there to visit them.
No, I feel like I feel like they had like not a compound, but like he lived nearby, but not close enough to have heard the gunshots and stuff. But he was just out and he sees the girls coming and he's like, oh, look, it's the girls. And he's like excited that they're coming, not knowing what the fuck just happened down the road.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I have heard this story before. So he thought that it was their boyfriends with them. Again, yeah, he wouldn't necessarily, they're young, 20 and 16. It's Christmas time. It's around the ages where you start bringing people. Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily think anything of it. He tried to greet them and waved, thinking they would stop and say hi, but they just drove by. And if I remember what's coming next, the girls purposely ignored him and didn't wave because they didn't want to tip off their captors that like they knew who that was.
Exactly.
Or that it was anything more than like a friendly, like you just wave when people walk by. They were trying to protect him.
That's what they acted like, is he's just a friendly neighborhood guy.
Yeah. But they just drove by without acknowledging them. He thought that was very strange. It wasn't like them at all. But they knew that if the killers found out that Randy was their uncle, they would shoot him too. So they pretended like they didn't know him. Yeah. See, I am remembering this. They finally get to their family's parked car. One of the men loaded his gun in the trunk. Then he opened his jacket and Trisha saw that he had a knife. And he said, don't worry, I'm just as good with a knife as I am with a gun. So they're scared shitless. Then the car drives past the gate where Randy, their uncle, is. And again, he tries to wave them down, and he yelled, stop, and they drove right by, and Randy knew something was wrong. Then another snowmobile comes up, and Randy can see that the rider isn't wearing a coat, gloves, or a helmet. That's when he realizes that it's his brother, Rolf. His face looked like a huge swollen blood sickle. His eyes were swollen shut.
That's exactly how he described it.
Yeah, I can imagine. He just got shot in the face. And if you're bleeding and it's that cold, yeah, oh my God, that would be next level terror. Like blood alone, but like just to see it in a frozen state and like I'm sure that was just fucking wild.
Yeah.
His eyes were swollen shut. Rolf told Randy what happened. Randy headed down the canyon as fast as he could in pursuit of his nieces. Rolf was in the back seat. There was no cell service at that time. He finally pulls up right behind the girls in the Lincoln. He knew the men were armed and willing to kill. He's trying to think of what he should do. Again, a precarious situation. You could ram the car, but if you ram it hard enough to incapacitate them, you've also incapacitated your nieces, probably. Yeah. And again, it's really cold. There's no cell service. You've got to be thinking of all these things, like what's my best bet? At this point, he's just following the Lincoln. Then his mobile kicked in. So he called 911. They had police in the area. He told them the direction and the description of the car, which is great because really a license plate number is going to do a lot for you in that area.
Exactly.
He told them I just read that, I'm sorry. Just as he was asking for a life flight for Rolf, the phone went dead. He pulled into the gas station, he called 911 again and asked for a helicopter. Meanwhile, the girls notice a cop car drive past them. Then it turned around and was following them. And I'm wondering how close Randy was following. I can't remember, like, if they thought there was an inkling of hope, like Randy's on the trail, or if he was just able to follow, like, snow tracks for a while before they got to the main road and maybe they weren't aware. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
But definitely when that cop car turned around, they had to be thinking, like, oh my God. Like, even if they thought it was divine intervention, they were probably like,
yeah.
you know?
I mean, because who knows what those guys were going to do to the girls.
I mean, it seems like they were pretty quick to just shoot everybody else. And, you know, they asked for the money, so that's pocketable. It looks like they were opening presents to maybe see if there was like a PS5 or a diamond, you know what I mean? And when it's just like a new puzzle set and some binoculars, they're like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I mean? Like, they didn't end up stealing anything, it doesn't sound like. That wasn't carryable easily. So the reason for me saying that is, what was the intentions then of taking the two young girls? They didn't really need hostages. Actually, it would have been fucking smarter to just shoot them and burn the place down and make it look like a house fire.
I mean, at this point, it's because they don't know how to run the snowmobiles.
Well, then how the fuck did they get to the place?
On foot. You got to it.
Oh my God, this is ridiculously dumb. Okay. They were doing 90 miles an hour. So the cop is now, it had the bolo was probably out. The car matched the, you know, the description. They start following it. Or they're driving erratically, so he starts following it one way or another. They're doing 90. It's a fucking blizzard. And that's when the car fell off an embankment. The police and just regular citizens were right there with their pistols drawn. So Trisha yelled at Lene to duck. Just get down, like, open fire, guys.
Right.
Let her rip. We'll get down. The police got the men out of the car. As soon as the men saw that they had lost control, they surrendered.
Basically, the detective's like, yeah, these guys are just pussies. They are big men when they're in total control of these two little young helpless girls
that are traumatized.
But as soon as, you know, the police arrive, they're just, we give up.
Yeah. So it just seems very, like, spree-like, very chaotic, very not thought out. They had no backup plan. They didn't know how to get out of there. They needed the girls, which was stupid. And then they had no idea how to negotiate or evade police, you know.
Yep.
So, so the men were on their knees, and Lene was yelling at the cops, kill them, kill them. She screamed that they just killed her mom, dad, and Grams. She said, shoot them now. The helicopter showed up, and they got Rolf inside. He was in critical condition, but Randy couldn't go in the chopper. Rolf ended up surviving. After being shot, he had been doused with gasoline. When he caught on fire, he ran to the shower and tore off his snowsuit. He had lost a lot of blood. He couldn't see. His eyes were swollen shut. And got down that mountain in freezing temperatures by muscle memory alone.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Yeah, like just letting instincts guide him, and just that adrenaline and like that surge of like, my daughters are still possibly alive.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe if I got shot, but I'm alive, maybe my fucking wife's alive too, you know, but the house is on fire, everything's chaos, you know, just muscle memory is incredible. So the investigation, it wasn't too difficult because the men had used a video camera to record themselves. Fucking idiots. The deputy got 10 feet from the door. He could smell the scent of burnt clothes. He saw bullet holes in the wall and blood smeared on the walls. He described it as a mini war zone. Obviously also not very difficult because there was 3 eyewitnesses now. Well, 4 if you count Randy, but he didn't witness the crime, but he saw the getaway. But he was checking the pulse of Kay and Beth when he realized that the upstairs of the cabin was still on fire. So they didn't even start a good fire either. Like, this is a fucking cabin made of wood, and this fucking thing wasn't burnt to the ground already yet. Like,
I know.
What'd you do? The mindset at the time was to protect the property, to preserve the crime scene. There was a VCR camera and tapes. The lead investigator watched the tapes, and it was the 2 men opening the family's Christmas presents.
Yeah, they're just filming each other.
What a fucking goofy, juvenile, weird, dumb thing to do. Like, oh, look, they got a video camera for Christmas. Let's use it. Oh, it's Christmas morning. Let's open their presents. Like,
yeah, these guys are just idiots.
what a fucking weirdo.
And completely void of human emotion.
Yeah, just bizarro. Okay, so the defendants, aka the pieces of shit. Von Taylor had spent time in the penitentiary, had previously been arrested for aggravated burglary. Surprisingly came from a normal upbringing. So just, typical privileged white boy.
Yeah, that's exactly the aura that he gave off.
Just entitled, no consequences. Mom never told him he was wrong. White boy. The second douchebag was Edward Deli. He had no violent history, but he had been convicted of arson. Boy, tag team back again. I feel a sneeze coming on. Give me a second. It dissipated right at the last second. All right. Both had been released from prison to a halfway house. They had been given the ability to go out and look for jobs, but they ran instead. Why get a job? They hitchhiked to the mountains because one of them had family with a cabin up there. Okay, so this is making more sense of why you would be looking around. Okay, that fills in a hole in my mind. They had robbed several cabins and knew that the Tiedes were there and would have a car. Okay, so they were familiar with the area. Okay. They wanted a way to get out of the country. Jesus Christ. They were charged with 2 counts of murder, aggravated kidnapping, arson, and the high-speed chase. Von Taylor pled guilty to 2 counts of capital murder, and the state dropped all the other charges. I think the 2 counts of capital murder would be enough. He showed no remorse. Shocker. He just had an air of anger about him. Yeah, it's the first time he probably ever had a fucking consequence in his life.
Probably.
He ultimately received 2 death penalties for the murders. Decades later, Taylor has continued filing appeals and post-conviction challenges. Okay, dickhole. Why don't you fucking rot? Edward Deli went to trial, so he didn't plead to anything. The sisters had to testify against him.
He thought because he didn't shoot anybody that...
So he was the one that he said...
Shoot him, and he didn't.
Gray sweatshirt was Von Taylor. What was his name? Taylor Von... I can't fucking remember dickhead's name already. Von Taylor. He was the one that said shoot him, and he didn't.
Yes.
So he was a little bit more into burning things than killing people, but still a piece of shit. It was a huge burden for the sisters to have to testify against him, obviously, show up, retell the story, relive it, even though it was...
I can't even imagine having to rethink about...
Your mom and grandma getting shot in the fucking face
right in front
and
of
dying
you.
in front of you and then being burnt.
And they made her describe it. They made her describe the blood squirting out of her grandmother's head.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Actually, probably the prosecution did because the defense needed... Or the jury needed to... They needed to hear it all. The jury needed to be traumatized. Mm-hmm. That's how you win a case. Deli's lawyer argued that he didn't actually do any of the actual shooting. He didn't actually try to fucking stop it either, though. So, as soon as dude started shooting and he had a gun, he could have shot dude. You know, like, he had so many options. Fuck you, dude. But the sisters believed he was equally guilty of the murder as Vaughn, and I completely agree. Luckily, Rolf survived and was able to testify. And Deli didn't know that he had survived, and he looked shocked. Oh, wow. Can you imagine thinking that guy, and he walked in, and you're like, well,
Yep.
I'm fucked. He knew he had been defeated. Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, they had used the wrong gun to shoot him. It was a bird shot, which is very ineffective for killing a man. Very painful and could have blinded him and scarred him for life, but not going to penetrate the skin to kill you. He received life imprisonment for 2 second-degree murder charges due to one jury member holding out, probably meaning that they tried to get him for first-degree murder, but they couldn't get everybody on board for that. But if they dropped it to second-degree murder, they could get all the jurors to say guilty. In 2001, Deli wrote Lene a letter. He shared that he had grown into a man. He wasn't the same evil boy who committed the crime. It took her over 9 years to respond to his letter. She chose to forgive him. She felt that it gave her her own freedom back. She doesn't believe he should ever be released. But for her, forgiveness gave her a sense of relief and took the weight off of her shoulders. Yeah, I can see that. But I would have, like, I'll forgive you, but, like, I ain't going to forget. You're getting rot in prison, you fuck. Mm-hmm. I don't know what, like, I've grown into a man now. I don't know a lot of boys who go around burglarizing, burning, killing, stealing, kidnapping. Like, that's not like, oh, boys will be boys.
Right.
What the fuck? You had to grow out of that phase of your life? I'm sorry, no. No. Lene is married now with 4 kids and 5 stepkids. Oh, wow, what a beautiful family.
Yeah.
Trisha had 2 children. They rebuilt the cabin and made it even better than it was before. They love it there. They enjoy family and friends. They play and relax. They bond. And Lene described the cabin as magical and healing. So instead of making it the memory of their loved ones too painful, they claimed it back, and
yes,
they were able to still feel close to them then instead of feeling alienated.
Yeah, they didn't choose to let it be a place of despair. They let it be.
They had, let's say, 100 good memories and then that one terribly tragic memory, and they chose to just say, you know what? It was 100 good times and then this one random time. And ultimately, mom and grams would not want us to suddenly hate this beautiful place.
Right.
But also, if you would have chosen to just, like, never fucking go to the cabin again and, like, that's dead to me now, I could respect that. But
yeah. What did Beth call it? The Tranquility and Peace place?
Tiede's Tranquility and
Peace.
And Peace. Yes.
So that's what they let it be.
Yeah.
Which is a good, I think, healing way to think of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to try to do something to bring peace back to your life, to restore peace and balance, and move on.
Yep.
Unfortunately. I mean, as hard as it is.
You did a good job reading the...
Thank you. I know how to read.
No, but I mean, I enjoyed that.
It was so nice to get to read. I enjoyed it too, like storytelling. But not like when I read like Dr. Seuss to the kids, but a little bit more gritty.
My throat feels a little better, but I don't know that I could have read all of that. And
I think you needed the quiet time.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Still chewing my Tums.
Yeah.
Well, peoples, if you stuck around this long, let's leave. What should we leave? A red heart for Beth and a pink heart for Kay.
Sorry, I smacked
Was
the
her
mic.
name Kay?
Kay and Beth. Yeah, let's leave red and green hearts for Christmas time.
Oh, that's perfect.
And one for Beth and one for Kay.
We
Just
thank you.
Tragic. I'm glad that Rolf survived.
I know.
You know,
And those girls, there's nothing anybody could have done if
You know-
he hadn't have come down and told his brother what happened.
yeah, his strength to get out of his snowsuit, to get himself not on fire, like to put his
Yeah.
fire out, and then to try to get help. And you know, Randy's instincts to like, something's off here, and to jump right into gear. And it was such a fast recovery of like, something bad just happened, like, we're on it, you know?
Yes.
It could have been so much different.
Those guys were heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, red and green hearts for our victims. And thank you guys for being here with us. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for our next episode. Mom, is it a gritty one?
59. It's going to be really good. It's a little bit of a longer episode, so a lot of ins, a lot of outs. It's a good one.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
See ya.